What is going on, Rangers fans? I am Randy, and we are back for week number 7 of the GBA D-League Season 4. I am, of course, your coach of the Texas Pokemon Rangers. As you can tell from behind me, I actually have a background, which is pretty neat. Hopefully, I set it up over the past couple of days, and it's looking really nice. My table looks awesome. I'm really happy with this desk. It's like a barely $100 desk on Amazon. It was awesome. So, and I flipped my room around a bit, so now I actually have a background I'm willing to show off now, which is pretty cool. I like having the Pokemon stuff back there, and then having some of my gaming right there. My Xbox is right there, so it's really cool. I like having like a gaming background, and I'll be trying to upgrade it in the future with live streams and stuff like that. But anyways, we are here for week number 7. If you guys did not catch last week's video, we picked up a pretty convincing win over Deebs. It was a pretty fun game. The prep was definitely shaky, but it definitely came through in the end. Also, just a side note, in case the audio is off this week, it's because my mic kept disconnecting, and my computer doesn't read it as what it's supposed to be. So hopefully it didn't screw up my mic levels at all, and if it does, I'll try to adjust it in editing. But let's go ahead and jump into the contents of this video. Playing Turbo, coach of the Phoenix Midnights, and if you guys know what his content's like, his stuff is it's interesting. It is for sure. So if you want to know what that means, go watch some of his videos. His stuff is it's interesting. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But a little thing about this match and going into next week as well against Zazo. These guys are trying to make me twerk if I lose. You see, I don't have it in me, guys. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can twerk. I just can't, man. I have no room now, dude. This setup, I can't do it. Unless I turn the mics, the camera that way and try to make something happen. But I'm not going to twerk. But it's just something. I'm just throwing it out there right now. So I don't know. It's something I don't want to talk about, but I just got to throw it out there. But anyways, Turbo's team is pretty nuts. He got some threats, and obviously, it's definitely a lot to prep for. I'll go ahead and read off his team right now. He's got Karen Black, which is a Zero Crystal user. Grab my phone real quick. You have Jirachi, you have Tapu Bulu, which is one of his designated, was one of his trades or his drops free agent moves. He actually didn't even have that before, which is pretty crazy. Nidoking, Azumarill, Alolan Persian, Emboar, Raichu, Masquerain, which was actually a free agent pickup for him as well. Mega Aerodactyl and Claydol. So there are a lot of threats here, man. Are they threats against my team necessarily? Not necessarily, but they're threats in general, and they're annoying. Karen Black with the Z Crystal, we all know what it does. It's so freaking strong. Speed probably isn't very effective against my squad, but it's still annoying as hell. Jirachi, one of the most versatile mons in the entire format. Very annoying mon, unpredictable. I won't ever know. I mean, it's hard to predict its set at in the game and at preview, so it's gonna be hard to prep for. Tapu Bulu is a monster. Luckily, I have probably one of the best answers to it. Arguably, I have like 2 of them. Arguably, I have a couple of mons that can outspeed it. So I mean, Bulu isn't a big deal in this game, but what it can do with its grassy terrain, and potentially with a free switch on my end, like for Bulu, it could be annoying. Nidoking obviously is freaking, I don't know, like I'm not worried about Nidoking like when I prepped, but it's still annoying, dude. Like it could be very annoying, especially if he gets behind a sub. I feel like sub is something he will pack on at least 2 of his mons this week, whether it's on Kyurem or it's on his Nidoking or Emboar, because if those things get behind a sub, they can get a kill pretty much guaranteed. I mean, I might be kind of exaggerating here. There's some mons that probably can't take 2 hits, but for the most part, if they get behind a sub, they can get some kills. And if they get kills with substitute out, that's all. That could maybe all it will take to win this game, because I feel like this game's probably going to be a low differential game in terms of who wins. It could be maybe a 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, like at most, unless like a sweep happens here. But neither one of us has a pretty prominent setup sweeper. I mean, he has Belly Drum Azu, but I have some pretty good answers to Belly Drum Azu, so I'm not really afraid of that. But none of us have great setup answers. I mean, I guess I do. I have Celesteela and not Mega Latios, but Latios. But it's it's gonna be a tough game, man, and I got a lot prepped for. But I feel like if I stick to my plan with my big 4, I'm hoping it can carry me through. And as you can tell by the screen here with the showdown, that's exactly what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna rely on my big 4 to win this game for me, because I don't really see any other way I can. I have to do what I've been doing all season, and just bring the same big 4 and bring some fat to glue it together and hope it works. Now, I will admit, though, this week has a little bit of heat, a little bit of tech here, so it definitely won't be something he'll predict, so hopefully I catch him off guard with that. But all the mumbling out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the contents of the video. We got ABP, Mega Lopunny leading the way here, running a pretty juicy set here. We've got Fake Out, Return, High Jump Kick, and Quick Attack. Fake Out and Quick Attack are mainly there to check Belly Drum Azu in case he gets out of control. And High Jump Kick obviously is the stab that I need to hit and break through Jirachi potentially. And of course, Return, obviously, I need normal stab to hit stuff on Nidoking and Emboar. You know, it's safe not to just click High Jump Kick, you know what I'm saying? Of course, Adamant was the play, of course, because, you know, Mega Aerodactyl, I'm not going to outrun that thing ever. So, you know, it's might as well just run Adamant, right? And, you know, the only bad thing about this is Scarf Emboar can outspeed me. Now, Scarf Emboar doesn't outspeed max speed Jolly Lop. At least I don't think so. If I did my calcs, you know, the other day when I was building. I'm going to double check it, though. But Jolly max speed Emboar cannot outspeed a Jolly max speed Lopunny with a Choice Scarf. The Emboar with a Choice Scarf, of course. So, I don't think it's a very reliable way to check Mega Lop. But I think he understands that I've been kind of aggressively prepping with speed tiers. So, I'm sure he's going to be... you know, ready for that. Yeah, it can't outspeed because 128 plus 64 is 192. So he definitely can't outrun Mega Lop. If I'm running Jolly max speed, I don't even need that much speed. You know, I could be running. I could still be running Jolly, but obviously Adamant doesn't let me outspeed. So, but it's just aggressive speed creeping on my front office's part. He could probably prep for a Lopunny creeping a Alolan Persian. He probably could be doing that, but I really just think he's gonna run max speed Jolly to hopefully catch me off guard with my speed creeping. So it's a little concerning. I never like to do that. I told you guys when I fought Leo that I don't like doing aggressive creeping because I'm a chicken and I don't want to risk it. But you know, it's been set in stone already. I like Adamant. The damage is nice, and if I end up losing because I don't have that, then so be it. But I just don't see why Scarf Emboar would be a reliable way to check Lop, because, I mean, I could just run Jolly and just Eevee to outspeed it. So I don't see it coming. I think sub 3 attacks is the right set. I'm not saying there's no wrong set. I mean, because as long as it's not like Spec or something. But I just don't see Scarf being a thing. You know, I just don't see it coming. Sub 3 attack seems pretty nice, I think, because if you're able to force Celesteela out into something like Uxie, he can probably 2-hit Uxie, depending on his set. If he forces out Jellicent, obviously he's got Wall Charge. Mamoswine doesn't take a fighting move. Latios, he can Sucker Punch me, unless he expects me to have Sub. But, you know, I don't know. I think Sub Emboar is pretty scary, and, you know, I don't feel good about the speed. But, you know, I want the Adamant nature, and we're going to risk it all, so whatever. Next, we got Billy, the Latios, so far. Coming off a hot game. 4 big kills in last week's victory. But here we're running just a standard 3 attacks Roost set. I like having Roost as my 4th option. I never like to run 4 moves. You know, it's been working out so far. Latios is a beast in this matchup, obviously. You know, AV Bulu is something that I do expect to come, so that's why I do have Psyshock. But Psyshock kind of bounces off if he runs a lot of bulk, so that's kind of annoying on that end. But it can definitely still do a lot to his team because he doesn't have a reliable way to beat this, especially since Jirachi is the only way to kind of check this thing. And I have Shadow Ball, but Shadow Ball can 2-hit and max HP Jirachi, as long as he's not like max def. But I expect more of a Fizz Def set because he doesn't have a single answer to Mega Lopunny besides Claydol and Jirachi. And the only way for those two to check is to be max defense. So I expect one of those two to come and be pretty much near max defense, and Shadow Ball will break through those things. So it's pretty nice. Alolan Persian probably can't show up to try to check this thing. You know, with whatever kind of set it wants to run, maybe like a Citrus Berry or something, or like a Mago Berry. I don't know what he can run, but maybe a Alolan Persian could potentially be something to make it easier for Azumarill to set up with. But I'm not sure. All I know is that Latios has a pretty good matchup this week, and if for some reason he doesn't bring Bulu, I can just spam Draco, and you know. And I'm not saying Bulu has to come. Bulu, it's kind of iffy. I would say it's like 60-40. It can come 60% of the time. But he probably, I don't know, dude. Like, Bulu's annoying, so I just gotta hope it's not AV, because what I'll show off later on, I hope it's not AV. I swear I hope it's not AV. Or Scarf, for that matter. But anyway, next up we have Tom, the Mamoswine, running Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, Stomping Tantrum, and Knockoff. Of course, Tantrum is to ignore the grassy terrain, reducing effect on my Earthquake. So Stomping Tantrum is here to as my ground stab of choice. Now, it's a little annoying. I don't like having a weaker ground stab, but I mean, apparently this is what most people run whenever grassy terrain is faced up against Earthquake users. So apparently this is common to run Stomping Tantrum. I didn't know that because I don't face Bulu ever. This is the first time I've actually faced Bulu in a league, so it's going to be interesting for sure. Other than that, though, it's pretty self-explanatory. Knockoff is a nice move here. Especially for like a Jirachi 50-50 kind of play, or like middle ground play in case he wants to switch out. I can just knock off onto maybe his Masquerain or even his Claydol or whatever. So knockoff's very, very nice here. Knocking off potential Scarfs are going to be very huge in this matchup, so I do like knockoff here. Pretty much just a filler move, honestly. Don't really see any other move worth running here. Ice Shard, of course, is there to hit that Aerodactyl, because the last time we faced the Aerodactyl, Mega Aerodactyl, we didn't have very much fun at all. It kind of crapped on our face, but of course Mamoswine's here, Tom is here, my buddy Tom Z is here to back me up, so he'll be there to check that thing, especially if I am able to get up rocks early in this game. And you'll see who has rocks later on in the builder, but nonetheless, Mamoswine's awesome. I have no speed to outrun, I jolly max speed. Bulu, excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with me. But Ice Shard, Crash, Tantrum, and Knockoff, pretty self-explanatory there. Really nothing else to talk about. Got the extra EVs in defense. This doesn't help with any calc. I just dumped it into defense as opposed to HP because Mamoswine already has a bunch of HP, and having that extra defense bolt could matter in case I want to take a certain move from something. I'm not sure, but defense I felt was better. I guess for like Kieran Black or something. I'm not sure. Next up, we have some heat here. This is where the heat starts to come into play. I actually came up with this set myself, this spread, which is pretty cool. I'm actually happy that I came up with this myself. Although it was an idea. I mean, the moveset was an idea from my office, but I came up with the spread. So, David, the Celesteela, running Shiny Celesteela. Of course, Shiny is awesome. Weakness Policy, Atomize. Now, this is a pretty neat set here. Atomize, Air Slash, Heavy Slam, and Flamethrower. Now, I ran Heavy Slam because Flash Cannon was not doing enough to Bulu and Kyurem, especially if Bulu ends up being Assault Vest. And +2 Heavy Slam is still doing a crap ton, even with the minus attack nature. Even without a +2 boost, Heavy Slam is still doing a crap ton to the mons that are weak to it or neutral to it. So Heavy Slam was the move of choice here over Flash Cannon. That was my only change to the set, but my office guys came up with the other 3 moves. Obviously, Air Slash is mainly there for the Embor, but Slam and Flamethrower pretty much hit his entire roster. Flamethrower is only there for the Jirachi pretty much, and I mean, it's a pretty great set here. The speed is enough to outrun a max speed Jolly Mega Aerodactyl. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's enough to outrun a Mega Aerodactyl creeping a Jolly max speed Lop, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it is. I have max HP because if I invested into any other stat, I'd be getting a pretty weird beast boost, and I wanted to be sure I want to have a special attack beast boost, but I wanted as much bulk as possible because we originally had Memento Uxie on this team, but we ended up changing it. But I wanted as much bulk as I can to actually take advantage of the weakness policy boost and be able to take a hit, get out my Atomize, and hopefully sweep from there. So I ran max HP to get the most bulk I can. I wanted to be sure, because if I did this, like if I had no EVs here, we see right now I have a special attack boost. But I wanted as much bulk as I possibly can without, having any sort of, hindrance to my offense. So if I ran this set here, I get a defense boost. I don't want that. So I lowered it down a little bit. I kind of balance these out to where I can get the most out of my special attack and defenses. So I kind of balanced them out until my special attack was higher than defense. And that's pretty much all I did when I made the set. So there's no certain offensive calc behind this. And I know I was kind of bragging about it, but it has no real, calc. There's no real defensive or offensive calc here. It's all about the speed, and everything else kind of just throw it on there. So I said I'm proud of it because it looks cool. These numbers are cool, but I mean, it's only there because the speed is all I need for max speed arrow, and max speed arrow is faster than Scarf Embor, which is fine, which is enough to outrun, which can be very important, I feel. So the set's pretty fire, man. I think it's gonna work out too. Because last time I brought weakness policy, it almost brought me home a championship. But, that stupid Leo had to bring freaking vacuum wave Blaziken. But, anyways, Yeah, next on up, we got Johnny, the Uxie, running a helmet, Stealth Rock, 3 attack set, U-turn, Sidekick, and Dazzling Gleam. This is my M board check. This is a belly drum Azu sort of check to chip it away. I got enough speed to pretty much, it pretty much forces them to run a crap ton of speed. That way Jet doesn't kill me. His +6 Jet doesn't kill me at max health. And of course, I kind of do expect them to run Sap Zipper belly drum again, because it can set up on Steela pretty much for free. I mean, Heavy Slam does a crap ton to it too, but I'm sure he wants to have that option. That way I can't sub-seed on it or whatever. At least I feel like he might do that. And it also checks an Energy Ball Jellison as well. So that's something I do maybe expect from him once again. Although I'm pretty sure he wants that huge power to break through Steela with Jet or in Liquidation. But I don't know. I'm not sure if he needs huge power to +6 Liquidation if he doesn't have, Sub Zipper, but whatever, or huge power. But I want a Dazzle to be sure sub Kirim couldn't be a thing, because Dazzling Gleam will break it. But if he runs a lot of Spadef, he can definitely eat the Dazzling Gleam and it won't break the sub. But I don't think he's going to run like a lot of the Spadef. I'm pretty sure he'll just run a lot of HP, if anything, if he ends up being like a sub Kirim. And of course, U-turn is there for the momentum. But everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. Nothing else to explain there. And finally, we have our last piece of heat here. We have Scarf, Jellison, ignore the Surf. I'm running Scald. But yeah, this is Scarf Jellison here. Now, this is my other piece of tech for Tapu Bulu and for the Azumarill. Originally, this was Shell Smash Barbarical, which actually has a pretty good matchup against them. Pretty damn good matchup. If you ask me, it's pretty great. But I didn't trust myself to use Barb. Sorry, Polly Mac. I can't do it. But this is a great mon because it checks 100%. I would even say it counters Belly Drum Azu, as long as it doesn't set up Belly Drum for free, because I do have Scarf Sledge Wave, and obviously he's probably going to go for Play Rough. He can't jet me, so that's nice. And of course, I can do at least 57% to a non-bulky Azumarill, which I expect him to be because he needs to outrun Celesteela, I feel like. I'm not sure. So with Scarf Sledge Wave, I can catch Bulu off guard potentially. That's why I'm praying to God he isn't Scarf or Assault Vest, but I do not expect Scarf, because Scarf does not make any sense. That's just Bulu set up fodder, and but that's really the only reason why he wouldn't do it. Rotom Heat probably could be an answer as well, but I don't know. I kind of I just don't think Scarf's gonna come. I don't think it makes much sense. So if he's Scarf, obviously he'll outrun me unless he's adamant. I think I do my calcs right. Dazzle, of course, is for the Kyurem. Shadow Ball is for the Jirachi, and Scald is just there for for General's Water Stab and getting burns on stuff like Embor, not Embor. The Kyurem, the Jirachi, the Bulu would be very nice for me. Even the Aerodactyl if he wants to be ballsy and switch into me or whatever. I just think Scarf is nice to check Azu. Like I said, Sledge Wave, and it's pretty much all it's there for, Azu and Bulu. But then again, Water Stabs are pretty nice. Burning is pretty nice. Shadow Ball is pretty decent against him as well. So I feel like Scarf Jellison could be another piece of heat that can keep me alive. Because if you look at my team at preview, it's 4 Beasts and 2 Fat Mon to glue it together. So hopefully that can pretty much throw him off guard. That's what I'm hoping it can do. So that is pretty much the squad, guys. The big 4 are coming again, but Celesteela taking an offensive role this week, and of course my Jellison's taking the offensive role this week. So a bit of a bulkier offensive build. This is similar to kind of stuff I brought last season. Some predictable stuff, but a piece of heat or two to keep my opponents in check, I feel like. So hopefully this team can work out. We need this dub here. Turbo's at 3-3. We're at 3-3. A dub would put us over 500 for only the second time this season, and that's only the first time since week 1 we were 1-0. So we need this dub here, guys. We need to win this game. That way we can stay alive in the playoff race, because next week we got Zazo, and if we could beat Zazo next week, man, if we could beat Turbo as well, we can be in good shape. But I'm not worried about Zazo. Zazo's garbage. Turbo is the one I need to beat, man, because if I don't beat Turbo, dude. And that's not saying, I can't beat Turbo. I need to win this game. It doesn't matter who I'm playing. I got to win this game. This is a huge game for the Rangers. Because if we lose this game, man, I don't know what's going to happen. We might not make playoffs. So, but this is going to be a huge game, guys. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Got my fresh setup in the back. Sorry I took a little bit longer on my builds, but I got to talk about some stuff that's going on. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for the battle. Hope to catch y'all there.